예. 안 그래도 그러려고 했습니다.
Yay, they didn't shake hands. I mean, obviously Assad likes Roland a little bit because they tolerate Roland. But if they would have shook hands, I would have been furious. Because like the OCD germaphobe that is Assad would not have done that. And that would have shown to me that this isn't the same Assad. That this is someone in disguise as Assad. Urban myth. What do you mean urban myth? Scene 2?
뒤틀림에 대해 하나협회나 츠바의 일과에서 내려온 보고는 더
Who is this? Oh, the Zwei Association. Southern Branch, Section 6. Oh, they know. They know. The Zwei knows.
네, 아직 상황을 주시하는 중입니다. 하지만 유효한 후보는 몇 개 있습니다. 도시 질병인 꿈의 세탁소와 어제의 약속, 그리고 도시 전설인 톱니 교단 정도입니다.
Urban plagues. I bet those are the abnormalities. Laundry of Dreams, Yesterday's Promise, the Church of Gears. And the Church of Gears is probably the urban legend that we're going to go up against. That's why it said urban legend.
이거 영 시원치 않구만.
The Zwei Association, and I'm sure all of the other associations and syndicates and like wings and stuff, are probably trying to capture all of the abnormalities that are like springing up as people are like transforming.
그리고 이번에 도시 괴담으로 지정된 도서관이란 곳도 후보에 있습니다.
Oh, and we're one! The library! We're one of the urban myths now.
위에서도 잡히는 게 없으니 마구잡이로 늘려대는군.
Random guesses?
책 정리하는 것도 꽤 익숙해져가네.
That's good. You open it and you get a story, like a video. I would like books like that, please. Less reading and more watching would be great.
순순히 도와주는 이유가 뭐야?
Why is Roland so helpful?
어? 네가 안 도와주면 날 죽여버린다면서.
You don't seem to like hate Angela for that. Anytime anyone forces me to do something against my will, I would despise them for that.
게다가 혼자서는 여기서 나갈 수도 없고.
But you got here by yourself. Why can't you leave?
공포에 의해서 행동하는 사람이라고는 보이지 않는걸? 난 꽤 많은 사람들이 공포에 사로잡혀 바닥을 기는 모습을 봐왔거든. 그런 예전 일들로 미루어 봐서 넌 단지 죽음이 두려워서 도와주는 것으로 보이지 않아.
Exactly. Roland has some sort of ulterior
무슨 일을
motive.
해오던 거야? 솔직히 말하자면 나도 이곳에서 알아가고 싶은 게 있어.
무엇을?
넌 이 도시의 책을 모아감과 동시에 단 하나의 완전한 책을 얻을 것이라고 했지. 그렇다면 나도 그 과정에서 재밌는 것들을 경험해 볼 수 있을 것 같았거든. 어차피 지금 나가봤자 마땅히 할 일도 없어. 밑바닥 해결사 인생의 반복이지. 그리고 무엇보다 나도 알아내고 싶은 것이 하나 있어. 이곳에서 너의 일을 돕다 보면 알게 될 수 있지 않을까 기대하고 있거든.
Are you looking for your own book, Roland? Because you know how books get here, don't you? People die to get their books here.
이해관계가 일치했다는 거네? 그래, 내가 널 이용하는 만큼 너도 날 이용할 수 있지.
Holy crap, Angela! That almost respect is growing by the day. That's crazy.
하지만 조심해. 어설프게 이용했다가는 정말 죽을 수 있으니까.
Yeah. A careless attempt. I'm sure Roland understands they can't stab you in the back too hard. There is a fine line of symbiosis here.
무슨 말을 그렇게 살벌하게 하냐? 전에 무슨 일이 있었길래 늘 날이
캐묻지 않는 게 좋을 거야. 이번에는 팔다리를 천천히 녹여줄 수 있으니.
Yeah, okay, it's time to calm down now,
말을
Roland.
못하겠네. 저 궁금한 게 있습니다. 질문 받습니까?
뭔데? 가려서 묻도록 해. 경고는 했으니까.
Yes, yes, you did. We all witnessed it. So if Roland gets melted, we were here, we saw
이곳의
it.
사서들은 대체 뭐야? 인간은 아닌 것 같고.
Haven't we already talked about this? They're not real people.
그렇다고 기계나 인조 생명체도 아닌 것 같은걸?
예전 이 시설에서 이용만 당해왔던 환상체라는 존재들과 직원들. 나와 다를 바 없는 존재들이야. 인간으로부터 비롯된 채 한껏 이용당할 대로 이용당하고 버려졌지.
지금도 이용당하고 있는 것 같은데.
망가져버렸어. 금방이라도 사라질 것 같이 옅어진 존재를 인간의 몸과 책으로 묶어두고 있을 뿐이지.
Oh, that was the only way that you could keep them here, huh? By binding them? Otherwise, they would have faded
내가
away.
할 수 있는 건 나와 사서를 자유롭게 할 책을 찾는 것뿐이야.
So there is a book that's going to free all of them. Again, it's got to be Carmen.
사서들을 밖에 풀어둘 거라고?
Yeah, release the librarians. Dismantle the world.
그러지 않고서야 나뿐만 아니라 너도 나갈 수 없을 텐데. 너의 몸을 복구하는 데 있어서 같은 힘을 사용했으니까.
Oh, I see. That's how Roland got there. Didn't Angela just say that she turned back the hands of time on his body? Oh my god, that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna crank everyone back when she was Carmen and they were all real people. That would definitely do it. That would break the curse. She could do it to the whole world and like restore everything back to before science took over.
이것 하나만 기억해. 손님들이 펼치는 수많은 책을 모으다 보면 결국 모든 게 담긴 단 하나의 책에 도달할 수 있다는 걸.
I wonder how many urban legends, if this happens, you disappear and no one ever hears from you again, are actually based on true things, but like some weird rich person or some like strange government entity was behind it the whole time. I think that's why some conspiracy theories kind of make sense, because they actually were based in some truths. This is definitely different than some of the conspiracy theories. Now, I definitely wanted to go through and read more of the credenza. In particular, I'm interested in Finn's page. I want to know more about our little buddy who's been running around with us. It's been a while, sis. Actually, I talked to you some time ago. By myself, of course. It sounds a bit lonely, but I'm fine. Today's not gonna be the same as the days before. I have good news! I finally joined an office run by this guy named Yoon, and officially became a fixer! You're proud to see your precious little younger brother grow up and make it, aren't you? Isn't it cool? I told you, there's no need to worry about me. Oh, about Yoon's office. I think it's a really nice place. No, I'm not lying. Our operator Yoon is a bit cold, but he teaches me a lot of things. And there's also Eri, who's my senior. I've yet to be friends with her. She's kind of strange. She loves chainsaws for some reason. But she seems like a good person too, you know? For now, they're giving me some small jobs, like searching for lost cats. Maybe they're worried I'm too inexperienced to handle tougher stuff. It's not really fancy, but if I start out with small tasks like this and work up slowly, I'm gonna be a great fixer one day, yeah? My heart is already pumping with excitement. I just can't wait to make you proud. When I become a proud and dashing fixer, I'll buy a Nest migration ticket and get a nice new home for you. I could buy my gear at a workshop thanks to your help and all that. Though, that's not all. You always looked after me, sis. It's kind of embarrassing to talk about this. Anyway, don't worry about me, and do the things you want to do. I know you were always too busy caring for me to pursue your own interests. You offered to give me a prosthetic body, or even a minor procedure the last time we met, but I'm doing fine without any of that stuff. And you got money to earn for yourself, you know? Well, I'm tired, so I'll be going now. I ran around the whole town chasing a cat all day. Night, sis. I hope we see each other again. No, Finn! I could have done without knowing that Finn had a loving, caring family who loved him dearly and would buy him things. Why? Finn was the only good person left in this world. They had to run into me, the buzzsaw that was us. Luckily, Finn lives on in the hearts and minds of all of us as one of our eternal fixers in our library. I'm waiting for this to say something like, I met some weirdo today, his name was Finn. I hate him and I want to cut him up. You have lots of things to prepare before you can jump into the fixer business. Starting with choosing equipment, you'll need clothes to protect your body, or bodily accessories, etc. But before any of that, body augmentations come first. There's no point having masterful skills or fancy equipment if your body can't keep up, you know? And training hard isn't gonna do it. There's a limit to training your body, and the fittest body is still no match for mechanical prosthetics or bionic organs. You gotta be able to keep your body intact to do anything, so you're pretty much forced to spend a fortune on it. That kind of shows, before I move on, that kind of shows what this world is. This world is you either keep up or you die. There is no just getting by here. I mean, we already knew this place is harsh, but that forces people to do irrevocable damage to their own bodies. If the second I can afford to get rid of this arm, I'm getting rid of it. Because it doesn't matter how much I lift, it's never strong enough to wield this axe that shouldn't be wielded by anything other than an elephant. Anyway, moving on now. There's a ton of methods to enhance your body. Exoskeletons, that seems better. Like, getting an awesome suit would be way better to me than like, here, let's take this arm and get rid of it. But I guess that would be super expensive, and the upkeep on an exoskeleton would probably be a lot. Although I guess robot is robot, right? So whether you have a bionic surgery or an exoskeleton, then what's the difference, really? I think I'd go exoskeleton. Anyway, nano tattoos. So I still don't know how that makes you better. How does a nano tattoo make you better? The only thing I can think of is maybe you can hide your weapon in it. So, like, you can move freely, but then when you need your weapon, you, like, activate your nano tattoo, and, like, the nanobots or whatever come out and create this massive hulking weapon. I'm sure there's probably, like, other things that this could be. Maybe you could have, like, bullets or something that come out of your hands based on, like, a tattoo, and they're made out of, like, nanobots or whatever. Regardless, we're probably going to run into someone that this will sort of make more sense, but otherwise, it's still confused. Prosthetic body parts, you name it. Deciding what workshop tech to employ is up to preference and purpose. Some would want insane muscular strength. That could let them carry a power pole one-handed, and others would want ludicrous speed, quick enough to skip over multiple blocks in a split second. It's so diverse, I could go on forever. You need any ability, they've got you covered. The only hurdle is money. In the city, money is what gets you power. That's why the first thing we notice when we assess our foes is how much they've spent on their bodies. Oh, of course, some technologies patented by closed groups, like certain syndicates or wings, are hard to get your hands on, even if you did have all the cash in the world. Just look at me, though. It took a teensy little procedure for me to lift this humongous weapon with one hand. This is the kind of power you can get, you see. Body augmentation is more of a necessity than an option these days. So you'll want to study up on that. You don't want to stay a weakling when everyone else is getting their augmentations now, do you? Now here's a question, right? What if you could somehow get a body augmentation that could grow with you? Now I know it'd be pretty simple just as you like gain in strength, and like if you really were like jacked and you worked really hard to run faster and like lift more, be really strong and be really fast on your own, then went and got the procedures done. Once you kind of hit your plateau, then you could handle harsher, more output procedures. You would think. So wouldn't it be better to do that? But you might not have the time to do that because this world might chew you up and spit you out before you can get to that point in your life. It just feels like everything is designed to be against you in this world. And I think that's because it is. Because that's how the syndicates and the wings and any other person in power keep all of the regular people down. Oh no, Yoon does talk about Finn. Finn was bungling in many ways. What does bungling mean in this? Okay, whatever. He had no talent. He refused to take modification procedures. All he armed himself with was a tiny weapon. I didn't exactly dislike him though. They say a delicate person like him is nothing short of pathetic here. But he had passion regardless, and he was going to be our colleague from now on. Aww! Yoon's not a bad guy. Yoon just knows that Finn is too good for this world. Yoon knew that Finn was going to die, because Finn refused to play by the same rules as everyone else. But it feels wrong that we were the ones that had to stab Finn. Oh. Besides, it's not too common to see such a passionate fellow in this grueling mess of a city. He was an interesting one. I know, and that's why I kept him. He's mine now. You can't has him. Then why did I exploit him? Exploit is a rather harsh word to describe it, if you ask me. A sloppy kid like him would have gotten killed anyway. Abducted in the back streets and fading away while witnessing his innards getting ripped from his body. And that's one of the tamer examples I could give. In this city, worse things are happening here and there on a daily basis. If he didn't die there, he could have faced a much more terrible fate somewhere else. Isn't that right? Never mind, this is all but rationalization. Think what you want. I like Yoon. Yoon is not a good person, but again, I always say that. Nobody is good here. I don't trust anyone here. Not even Finn. Not even Roland. Roland, to me, he is very strange. And I really can't put my finger on it. The only thing I can think of is Roland is either some sort of sapient AI that has been allowed to survive for some reason, or Roland has some sort of potential power that he has not shown us yet. He's an enigma, and I can't put my finger on it. What do I need for this one? Book of Tane. Oh, that reminds me! Let's go burn some books! I completely forgot about this. 1111. I want... Wow, look at this. We're gonna get quite a few of these. We only need one. That's what it told me. It better be true, because if I need extras, I'm gonna be furious. And then I shall burn some books. There were also some people suggesting that there are a couple mods which will help with, like, the grueling task of trying to grind for a specific book, or, like, get more than one or two of the same kind of books. I might do that. That seems like a good idea, but at the same time, I want to play it the way that it was intended to play. There's a reason why the devs made it this way. I usually think that if it gets very tedious, because I know some games that they weren't balanced the right way, if this becomes one of those, then I'll do it. But until then, until it becomes a problem, I'm going to try to leave it, just so I don't get overpowered in the early game. Because I think something like that could definitely do that. There's quite a few good cards here. Going first would not be bad. This yes, it inflicts bleed. I tend to like bleed a lot. And this would go good with Yoon, like Yoon's card, because it has dodge. Overpower is really good too. This also inflicts bleed. We could get back to a bleed build. I was doing that for a while. Rampage is awesome. I like these because there's a lot of piercing and a lot of blunt damage in these. In fact, I like these a lot. On use, recover 1 HP. I'm thinking this will probably be my 0 from now on. The dodge one is also really good, but I like that we can heal. Although it is only 1 HP. It's not a lot. No, that's good. But I do want to swap out some of Roland's cards really quick. The other ones I really haven't messed with just yet. I'm not even going to mess with Yasad for a little while, because if I happen to get through both my Keter and my Malkuth team, and we're still hurting, I've done something wrong. I don't think that I should be able to get through 3 floors in a single act and not be able to have beaten whoever it is I'm up against. I need to go back. I need to learn something different. Oh? Who are you? And why do I get oh, that's why you're holding a bloody knife. I was gonna say, I'm getting really creepy vibes from this person. Inspiration. Oh, no. Chef de cuisine. Oh, are they cannibals?
아이, 피에르. 이번에는 싱싱한 녀석들로 가져와 봤어. 상처가 좀 심하긴 해도 아직 살아있긴 해.
Still breathe. Oh.
뭐야? 신메뉴 개발이 한차인가 보네.
어서 오지. 요즘에는 메뉴도 메뉴인데 재료가 부족해. 그래도 잭 덕분에 당장은 걱정 없겠지만 말이야.
어쩐 일이야?
브레멘 음악대에서 더 이상 재료를 안 팔아주겠대.
The musicians of Bremen aren't selling ingredients. Why do I feel like they're cannibals? Why do I feel like they're selling people to them that they've captured?
그 괴짜들은 워낙에 변덕이 심하니까.
You calling them freaks?
그럼 꿀꿀이네에선 뭐래?
Little piggies. Who are those?
거기도 마찬가지야.
I'm sure they're all different, like offices or all different groups or something. You have to be all kinds of messed up to have a lot of these other messed up groups stop bringing you your supplies.
결국 예전처럼 너랑 내가 직접 구해야겠어.
Oh, good. Yes, this'll be great. The two of them working together.
아쉽지만 늘 구하러 가던 곳은 막혔잖아. 그 뭐냐? 츠바이 협회가 치안 담당을 맡아버려서.
The SWI Association seems to be getting in the way of a lot of these different offices. I'm not saying that they're necessarily good people, especially since we know that they have recognized us as an urban myth that's like stealing people. But I will say they seem a lot better than these people. So,
새로운 유통 경로를 뚫어봐야지.
yay, new supply chains.
이왕 하는 김에 새로운 재료들도 적극적으로 써보려고. 지금까지는 너무 말랑한 녀석들만 써왔으니까.
Young ones? Are you cooking and eating young people? Oh, please don't tell me that's what's happening.
슬프다. 피에르가 해주던 찰떡 손파이 맛있었는데.
아쉬워도 어쩔 수 없어. 질 좋은 고기를 주던 거래처들이 등을 돌렸으니 아무리 좋은 메뉴를 만들어도 미식가들에게 점수 따기엔 재료에서 경쟁력이 떨어져.
피에르는 8인의 셰프가 목표였지?
One of the who's the 8 chefs?
맞아. 파리네 셰프야말로 빛나는 도시의 별이지.
What?
모두에게 늘 아찔하고 자극적인 맛을 선물하잖아.
That's great and all, but what kind of strange cuisine does this place have?
새로운 재료라면 어떤 걸 시도해보게. 고기가 흐물거리긴 해도 나이가 있는 재료들이 구하긴 쉬울 텐데.
난 그런 적당히 타협하는 어줍지 않은 식당들과는 다른 맛을 추구할 거야.
How are you going to get any ingredients that are different than any other restaurant around here? I have to ask where you're going to find it.
그곳에 인간이 아닌 것들이 있다네?
Oh, you're looking for monsters now?
아직은 도시 괴담일 뿐이지만 외곽이 아니고서야 괴물고긴 얻기 힘들잖아.
That's where all the abnormalities are going. They're going into the outskirts. It makes sense. They're the only things strong enough to survive out there.
오, 그건 좀 기대되는데.
그렇지? 안 그래도 도서관에 초대장이란 것을 받아둔 게 있거든?
Oh, thank God. I don't feel bad about chopping these people up.
미식가 녀석들에게 파리네 셰프 못지않은 자극적이고 신선한 맛을 선사해주겠어. 그러니까 잭, 너는 나만 믿고 따라오면 된다고.
Oh, okay. Good.
그럼
Thank.
오늘
Oh,
가져온 이
okay, we're
재료들은
okay.
어떡할까?
I'm not seeing anything yet. I'm so prepared. I saw the meat hooks. I thought, oh no. Luckily, they have. I can't see any figures back there. I swear these people are cannibals. They gotta be right.
아, 그 녀석들은 미리 잼으로 만들어두자.
Jam?
산채로 담글 거니까 마취제랑 억제기 달아놓고 반죽기에 넣어둬.
That's what I'm talking about. If they're putting them on anesthetics and repressors, then they gotta be people.
고기잼 좋지.
Why? Why? I know this world is cruel and horrible and people are definitely twisted, but there is a certain level of unhinged that I can't deal
네가
with.
좋아할 줄 알았다니까.
Even in a world like this is like the part that makes my skin crawl.
아, 전에도 말했지만 머리부터 넣지 말고 다리부터 넣어둬. 안 그러면 마취제나 억제기를 달아둔 이유가 없으니까.
Why?
바로 죽어버리면 맛이 안 난다고.
What kind of actual craziness is that?
뒷골목에서는 인간을 먹나 봐.
There it is! There it is! Okay, good. I'm not nuts. I knew I was getting a bad vibe from that.
그런 악취미를 가진 미친 변태들이 꽤 있지.
Wow. That's just common, huh?
근데 아무리 뒷골목 사람이라도 인육을 먹는다고 당당하게 말하지 않아.
Oh, good. Thank God there's some semblance of... At least they're not open, like, out in the middle of the street. Come get our fresh cannibal pie!
오히려 돈 좀 있는 녀석들이 사람 고기를 찾지.
Oh, I kind of guessed that, yeah.
뭐 23구 골목에선 일반적이지만.
Why is this place an exception to the rule? I know it's hard for people to move and like go to different places, but I feel like if I was in District 23, I would find a way out of there. I don't care how much it would cost or what I would have to do. I would get out of District 23 very quickly.
그곳은 수단과 방법을 가리지 않고 궁극의 만만을 추구하는 곳이니까.
The ultimate flavor. The ultimate flavor is people flavor? Or, I mean, it would seem that way.
뒷골목마다 다른 점이 있나 보네.
Each part of the back streets seems very uniquely insane in its own way.
관할 둥지와 날개가 정한 방침에 따른다고 보면 돼.
By the nest and the wing of that area? Or does each district of like have its own wing and own nest?
그래봤자 대부분의 뒷골목은 방치되고 있지.
Honestly, it is. It's like the Wild West out there.
인간 고기는 특별히 더 맛있는 거야?
Okay, good. It's asking the question that I needed to know.
몰라. 먹어본 적도 없고 먹고 싶지도 않아.
Oh, thank God, Roland. Thank you. Even though that could also be a lie, maybe you have tasted it. Who knows? Honestly, you might have tasted it and not even known you did. I think I'd be a vegetarian. If I lived in the back streets, it would be nothing but vegetables.
저기서 구해오는 재료들은 전부 멀쩡한 사람들 납치해서 바로 요리하는 거라고. 미식가들은 그 잔혹함까지 조미료라 생각하며 먹는 것 같지만
Only adds to the flavor? I feel like at that is mainly psychological. I think that added flavor is something wrong with the people. That is not based in fact.
게다가 살아있는 채로 고통스럽게 요리될수록 맛있다나 봐.
Again, I honestly think that is very psychosomatic.
인간이 인간에게 먹히는 꼴이라니.
Yeah, wow, very interesting. At least Angela isn't so creeped out about this. We have witnessed a lot. And Angela has seen all of it on repeat. But it still seems like Angela sort of, kind of, feels like this is still not right. And I definitely feel like this is not right. I know that I am like biased because I don't live in these conditions or the back streets. But how bad does it have to be that this is just kind of accepted?
이 냄새는 새로운 냄새야.
A brand new, yes, it probably is new. They're probably not used to books. Congratulations. The last thing that you get to experience is a very unique thing for you.
썩 좋아하는 냄새는 아닌데.
Okay, I don't like Jack. Jack can screw off. I like the smell of an old library.
잭, 오히려 이런 낯선 곳에서 새로운 맛이 태어나는 거라고.
Right, exactly. Listen to the crazy person.
네가 그렇다면야.
Yeah, there you go.
환영합니다, 손님. 전 이곳 도서관의 관장이자 사서인 엔젤라입니다.
Why does she keep saying this? This is something that has bothered me for a while. The director and librarian of my role's namesake. I don't know why she decides that is so important. She never does anything unless it's important. So why does of my role's namesake have to be after the librarian? But there's a reason for this. I don't know. I'll have to keep that in mind.
겉이 번지르르한 이런 최상급의 재료가.
Yeah, very glossy. I mean, just look. Aren't those dimples just delicious?
분명 겉보기에는 신선해 보이는 최상급 재료지만 피에르
알아, 아쉽지만 사람은 아니군.
I feel like they are very particular. It's not that they're after the perfect ingredient for the perfect taste. They just want humans.
하지만 오히려 그래서 더 기대돼. 넌 무슨 맛일까?
That is the weirdest way of greeting people. Oh, that makes me so uncomfortable. Has anyone done this? When you talk to people, does it work? You just ask people, how do you taste?
저를 어떻게 하실 수는 없답니다.
그건 해보기 전에 모르지.
Well, Jack has the right attitude, I guess.
참아, 잭. 품위를 지켜야지. 우리를 이 멋진 곳에 초대해 주신 분이잖아?
신뢰를 범해서 죄송합니다.
They do have manners? Yeah, hear me out. I think what sort of is happening, they are chefs, I guess. So if I take away the whole cannibalism part of it, which that's a big part of it, but anyway, if I do remove that from my brain somehow, they probably have been invited to many a rich person's house to cook for them. They are familiar with probably fine dining, etiquette, and manners. And this is a very fine place, this library. So I'm sure that a part of them feels like this is a neat experience where they can come and like see different ingredients. They've read the invitation. They know that whatever's here can fulfill their wildest dreams. So I guess, theoretically, they at least have some form of etiquette. It just seems so odd that they feel more proper, even though
저희를
they are the
초대해주신
worst.
앵겔라님 입장해도 되겠습니까?
Yes, you can enter.
부디 당신의 책을 찾으실 수 있기를.
Yes, and I will second that. May both of you find your books in this place. Many of your books. I don't want to have to deal with you more than once. Wait, I'm just fighting them directly, huh? Just one act? Recover 4H. I want that one so bad. I don't want their card, though. I don't want to be reminded that they exist after this. Recover HP equal to stacks of bleed on the target. So that is definitely a bleed build. You just stack bleed on them and then you heal based on the bleed. I guess no sense in sitting here and trying to think about it too hard. Let's just go and see what we can do. Dang it! They go 2 to 5. Wow, they're strong. We can outpace them, but just barely, and that's if they don't roll top. So what are they gonna do? On hit, inflict paralysis, of course. Wow, that is a really good card. I want those. And then cooking prep. On hit, inflict bleed. They're already gonna start stacking bleed. And they're both attacking Roland. Please give me something decent. Or I could try to go 1 to 6 on Skitter Away. That gives me 2 options for a decent roll. Yeah, I think that's probably my best bet. Now the question is which one of these do I want to focus on? Again, probably him, this Jack guy, because, recover 2 HP at the start of each scene. Dang, he has a different ability than she does. But yeah, he's weaker, both health and stagger. And I'm just going to focus fire on him. And since they're both attacking Roland, I'm not even going to screw around with it. I'm going to do some pretty nasty damage. They're not going to clash, so I'm not going to mess with that. Let's do some bleed for ourselves. Yeah, this feels good. This feels like an all-out just brawl. Let's go. That's a decent evade. Really decent evade. Now, we did take some hits, but we staggered him. He's dead. He is gone. This is how it's supposed to be. We'll take that, because she's only going to do a max of 6, and she's going to recover HP, but I haven't touched her. So, sorry. Your buddy here's dead. There we go. He's gone. Ow. I knew we were going to take that. I probably should have just hit her. Let's do Pale Hands. I'm going to stick that on... Yes, I'm going to stick that on Finn, because Finn has a decent card right now. That'll do a lot of damage to her. I don't know who's going first. I don't know how it knows who's going first. Oh, that's okay. I can clash still. And I should be able to win this clash pretty easily. Yes, we won that. Oh, yes. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. And all I have to do is a little bit more damage, right? I just need... After the character is hit 2 times, we'll get 3 to 10 bonus damage. So I just need to hit them 2 more times, I think. Finn's going to have to do a little bit more damage, but... Oh, we have Fragile on her, though, so we might... Yes! We might! Oh, we did! Awesome. I think we just barely... I think we did exactly the amount of damage. Honestly, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I was scared of them.
미친 놈들이야. 저런 녀석들하고는 상종 안 하는 게 좋지.
그래도 너보다 예의는 있던데.
여기서 어리숙한 사서님께 드리는 삶의 지식 하나. 뒷골목에서 예의 바른 놈을 만나면 무조건 튀어라.
That's true. There's a reason why they're well-mannered. They have nothing to fear most of the time. And that's also, I think, why a lot of people get really scared when they meet Angela. Because Angela is very calm and well-mannered. All the people that they know who are well-mannered and calm are terrifying because they don't have to fear for their lives.
정신 나간 녀석들이 모두 예의 바른 건 아니지만 예의 바른 녀석 중에 미친 놈들이 꽤 있다고.
그러면 예의랑은 상관없는 거 아니야?
자, 여기서 2번째 지식. 미친 놈들은 언제나 일정한 비율로 존재하기 때문에 특정 기준으로 분별하는 건 의미가 없다.
개소리야.
Also, it looks like we have another abnormality. I want to do the abnormality. So let's figure out how to power up Yasad, because I'm thinking these abnormalities are just going to get real nasty real quick. I kind of want to give Yasad a different look, though. I don't want Yasad to have this look. Yasad is too much of like an OCD. Where's the appearance? Yes. Yasad is too much OCD for that. So he kind of wore a nice suit, which this reminds me of that. But yeah, you know what? This looks good on him. I think this is fine. Changes have been saved. Now, he definitely doesn't have any eyes, noses, cheeks, or whatever. I know that because you only get them from doing special things. So this is my idea. I don't know if it's going to work, because I really like all my defense builds that I've had so far, but let me try something that's pure offense. Again, probably pretty stupid. Now, whether or not that's going to be fun against a possible abnormality. Oh, the Forsaken Murderer. Yes! Deal double stagger damage on successful attacks. Oh, wow. All dice lose 4 power when the character has status effects. When the character... you mean the Forsaken Murderer? Because I do status. Or are you talking about Yasad? Because I don't know if you do status effects. What are you doing to me? Nothing. You're just kind of blocking and then gonna hit me real good. And we are fatally wounded by blunt damage. So they're pretty smart about this. Good news is I have appetite, so I can start inflicting bleed. Although I might as well do this one. I can rampage right away. Even though the first one will hit and it'll be ineffective, I'll still be able to do some stagger damage because it's just endured. And I think that it'll still cause bleed. So let's go. Yes, still bleed. Cool. So they're bleeding pretty good. We overpowered all of their attacks. What is this doing? All dice lose 4 power when the character has status effects. I'm guessing that means status on them. I think we triggered that ability. Unfortunate for me. Okay, let's do this. They're going to take some bleed damage here. That's okay. Yes, 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 yes. Good. Now, they did hit me a little bit, but I think we're okay. They're still bleeding, so they're still freaking out. They're not all that strong. I keep waiting on something to come through. That's it. That's the one. Holy crap. Yes. About that. Let's keep it fresh. If I can roll a 12 on my dodge, this would work. Because the dodge will carry over, people said. And then if I have to, I can heal 4 with that one. Yes, this will block them all. I have faith. We can do it. That was good. And it staggered them. So they stopped. Oh, thank God. Because I said I had faith that we could stop that, but I didn't actually. No, this is fine. I could actually win this if I roll max. I'm not going to, though. Yeah, not even close. Darn it. They're back to doing their Chained Wrath. Actually, maybe what has saved me, that all dice lose 4 power when the character has status effect. Because I bet you that last attack that they used that was super powerful, I bet you it was going to have 4 more power than what it did. Probably not, but still. We are overpowering most of their attacks. This feels good. I actually like this deck a lot. It relies on bleed and relies on healing, but that's what it's built for, so why not? I'll bind them. Oh, God. I have to overpower that again. Do I have a way to do it? Because I'm not going to stagger them. I have to get past that first attack. Because I would have to roll maximum on these other ones to do anything. Especially since it's blunt damage. That's not going to... This is the only one that could possibly do enough damage to kill them off. Let's try it. I'm rolling the dice here. It's risky because I'm using all my lights. No. Yes! Yes! We did it! It worked! It worked! We overpowered them! Oh, thank God. Yay! Now we get a new librarian.
와, 정렬된 책들 각 좀 봐. 무서울 정도의 집착이 느껴지는군.
이번에도 옷이 흐트러져 있군요.
But look, he did up his tie. Roland does care about Yasad. Honestly, that is the closest thing to a handshake that Yasad can give Roland, is touching Roland. That because the OCD is it's bad.
고맙긴 한데 좀 부담스러운걸?
정갈한 몸가짐으로부터 제대로 된 마음가짐이 나오는 것입니다.
뭐 일단은 고맙다고 말해줄게.
무슨 일로 오셨죠?
책도 전달해주고 겸사겸사 물어보고 싶은 게 있어서 말이야.
The questions is the part that I'm wondering
말끝 새겨
about.
들었는데 사서들은 예전에 인간이었다면서?
그렇습니다.
전부 한가닥 싸움 좀 했던 거야? 뭐 조직의 행동대장 같은 거였나?
Because they're super powerful? Probably, yes. They're from way back in the day where they're really strong people. Also, did you see that little psychological trick there that Roland used? They basically said, I learned this thing from someone else. That way Yasad couldn't deny it. And since Yasad couldn't deny it, then he could totally get in there and squeeze some more information. Roland is so good at getting information. It's terrifying.
근데 또 해결사 바닥에서 굴러본 내 눈에는 그렇게 안 보인단 말이지.
맞습니다. 당신 말처럼 저희는 전투와 연이 없는 삶을 살았죠. 몇몇 예외는 있습니다만 대다수가 그렇습니다.
Couple of exceptions. Yes, you are correct. Two exceptions. Gabora and Bina. Those two were extremely violent. The rest of them were only lab techs.
그치? 그런데 어떻게 손님들과 그렇게 능숙하게 전투할 수 있는 거야?
Observation. They spent so many years observing how to deal with people the correct way that it rubbed off on them. Osmosis.
책의 힘입니다. 책을 통해 손님들의 힘을 얻으니까요.
Oh, really? So I was right. The more of these little peons that they bring in, the stronger that we get. Because we're gaining their power and their knowledge.
아하. 그래서 책이 쌓여갈수록 뭔가 더 강해지는 거였구만.
Does that work with Roland too, though? I guess he does have a section, doesn't he? There's a section, I think it's called Keter, but it's so unorganized. Even based on Malkuth standards, because the history section was kind of just slapped together. Roland's area just has books stacked on top of other books.
도서관이라는 공간에서 책은 힘을 부여합니다. 감정도 그렇습니다.
Emotions can do the same. Yeah, we've seen that. I don't know why that is true.
더불어 누군가의 책을 통해서 그들의 육체에 새겨진 감각과 힘을 더 씌웁니다.
And what makes that even cooler is you can stack it. You can stack the experiences of all of these people. And you can gain power and experience of all of these people who have worked really hard and honed their craft. And you don't have to do any of it. It's so cheating.
그리고 이곳 도서관은 감정을 증폭시키는 공간이죠.
이 책이란 거 생각보다 훨씬 대단하네. 책이라는 게 공방의 시술이나 도구보다도 좋은데? 정보도 정보지만 기능력은 정말 돈이 되겠어.
Now, here's the thing. If people aren't familiar with the power of the books, though, then they wouldn't know. So you'd have to sort of demonstrate it. But how do you demonstrate that without, playing your hand? Because, yeah, you could be okay, there's no way that I could physically beat this person. I read this book, I get super strong, now I beat this person. But then they could turn around and say, well, no, you were just hustling me. You were just holding back. And then you unleashed everything you had the second time. So then you'd have to give it to someone and be okay, here, try it. And then when they have that kind of power, unless you're a lot stronger than them, then they'll just take it. They don't have to pay you anymore. So I don't see how these books are going to make a lot of money for people if they're not common knowledge. And then here's the other thing. These books do seem to be common knowledge amongst people who aren't afraid to make people disappear. So if you run around and say, I have this all-powerful book, you're just going to disappear the next day. And no one will know where you went, and you'll be kicking and screaming in some rich person's basement, or in the basement of a wing somewhere, where you're going to be tortured for all of eternity. And they'll have the book. So I don't see where these books are really useful to all the normal people who come in.
세속적으로 생각하는군요.
돈에 쪼들려 살아온 사람의 눈물겨운 생존 정신이라 불러줄래? 아무튼 궁금한 점은 해결됐어. 친절한 답변 고맙습니다.
Very smart. God, I have so much respect for Roland as I'm gonna call him an inquisitor. Only because he is inquiring about everything. So as an inquisitor, I totally have so much respect for Roland because he knows who to pressure, how to pressure them, and how to squeeze information, and he can sense that is Yasad's specialty. So he knows not to push Yasad too hard for information. But if he pushes too hard, Yasad will absolutely snap Roland's neck in his sleep. So,
착각하지 마시기 바랍니다.
yes. See it? There it is. Roland knows way more than he leads on.
전 당신에게 좋은 감정은 없습니다. 엔젤라의 개니까요.
뭐 개라니 말이 너무 심하네. 알잖아, 나도 어쩔 수 없다는 거.
Lapdog Roland. It changed. I love it. He has to backpedal now. He pushed Yasad. Yasad sensed it. So now he's going to backpedal on this.
어쩔 수 없다는 것이 면죄부가 될까요? 볼일 다 보셨으면 이만 돌아가 주시기 바랍니다.
Uh-huh. You know you messed up. Quit acting like a fool. I knew before that I couldn't trust Roland with all of the information for all of my besties from lobotomy. But now I know for a fact that I can't trust Roland. Roland is definitely trying to gain information here. And Roland somehow ended up in the library against Angela's wishes. That could have been the predestiny of the library. Like the library knew that Roland was important for everything that was going to happen. That could be one answer. The second answer could be that this is some sort of reincarnation of A. I've been toying around with that idea. The third answer could be that Roland is either from one of the wings, is a member of the head, or is definitely someone, regardless of what he is definitely someone of huge power and might, and force their way into the library. I don't buy this idea that Roland somehow accidentally found their way into the world's most secret and elaborate labyrinth. I do have to fix Heyo. Let's actually do that right now. So I want to change them a little bit. So we all know that we have Roland, which I really can't change any of my head librarians. So there is that. Then we have Finn, only because he's too precious for this world. Then we also have Haru, which I don't know how many people remember. Haru was our very first MVP in our very first playthrough for lobotomy. Haru was the one, our chosen one. So it just feels very fitting that Haru came back. I don't remember. I think his hair was probably a little bit lighter than this, but I don't remember what kind of eyes that they had. I know that he had the swept hair to the one side, so that's kind of what I was going for. I do know he also had the really thick, bushy eyebrows and a smirk. So this kind of reminds me of Haru. Very fitting that Haru would be here. But there is one person who I think we would be remiss to leave out. Now you may notice that Nicole is giant, and the reason for that is that's how I always pictured Nicole. I pictured Nicole as this gigantic, overpowered beast of a person just walking the halls, stepping through ordeals. And so that's why she's huge. Also, she has the bloody outfit only because I thought it was silly to put her in this. Eventually, when we get some really awesome outfit, she's getting it. She's gonna look amazing. I love Nicole so much. When we first started, Haru was my precious baby, and I wanted them. Yoonhoo, Dia, and it was Sara or something like that. I forget. Sara was the one that basically became the White Knight's champion, because every time something bad happened and the White Knight got out, they always popped into existence into our facility. So they were my top 5 for the longest time. And then everyone fell in love with Nicole because she was the magic bullet. And we just carried her over. So eventually she became my favorite too. You won me over, everyone. I'm also going to give her Pierre's page, I think. Yeah, that feels right. She should be able to heal every time somebody dies. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to fix a lot of her cards too. Just make her unbelievably powerful. I might even go through and fix Malkuth's stuff, but I think I might leave their decks pretty much standard and just see how a standard deck plays. Because I really didn't leave one alone. There might be something to having a more balanced deck. I don't know. But we'll figure that one out in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching this one, and remember to take care and goodbye!